Everybody, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. And today, what I'm going to do is give you a quick update on what's happening in the markets and in the economy. I'm also going to, at the end of the video, share a stock with you that I'm going to buy. So I will put you in a position, hopefully, where we're all going to make some money together. Thirdly, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we have going on this week in the Black Business School and give you guys an update on what you and your family can do this week that will put you in a better economic position. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. On guys, welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every single day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day, and we are powered by the Black Business School. So if you agree that we should educate our children, put a B1 in the chat. If you are investing for your family, put a B1 in the chat. If you want to see our people smarter and stronger and more capable for the future, put a B1 in the chat. Also, give me a yes if you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me okay. And also want to remind everybody that I do have a podcast on Spotify, one called the Dr. Boyce Breakdown, the other one called How to Make Money Without Working. So if you look for my name on Spotify or Apple, you will find me there. I'm going to be very, very quick. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. And if you stick to the end of the video, I will give you a stock that I like right now. Hello, Ebony and Bobby Love. I see you. Let's get it started. All right. So really quick, Asha, here's what's going on. So first off, there was information released on the economy earlier or toward the end of the week on non-farm payrolls. That number was 199,000. It was expected to be 190,000. That's good. That means the economy is strong. The economy is roaring. It's even stronger than they expected. It's pretty amazing. The unemployment rate also decreased to 3.7%. The average hourly earnings grew by 0.4%. Also, number two, inflation. Inflation has kind of been the big beast we've been fighting for the last couple of years. Well, inflation expectations, which are the expectations of inflation that consumers have, actually dropped to 3.1%. So not only is inflation starting to drop, but consumers are expecting less inflation, which is a good thing because expectations of high inflation creates what they call a self-fulfilling prophecy. If everyone thinks prices are going to go higher, then they start buying things now to before the price gets higher. Well, if they all start buying stuff now, that increases demand, which causes prices to go higher. Let me know if that makes sense to you. That because people think prices are going to go higher, they start buying stuff. And because they're buying, that pushes prices higher. Does that make sense? It sounds kind of weird, I know, but that's how it works. So these expectations, this is all good news. This is great. This says inflation is cooling off and the economy is still going strong. That is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful for long-term trends. Now, however, there is an expectation that there could be a recession, there could be a pullback, but I don't think you should be afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. The U.S. markets ended the week positively, basically from the jobs report, stuff like that. China reported a notable decrease in its consumer price index and producer prices, which is the steepest fall in consumer prices since November 2020. China's a big deal because even though China is our enemy, we are in bed with them economically, which hopefully will prevent us from going to war with each other. So when their economy struggles, we have to watch that because I've personally lost $100,000 because of an investment I had in China. So we are deeply connected. So just be mindful of that. Economic outlook. The combination of a resilient job market, rising wages, and falling inflation expectations suggest a potential for a soft economic landing. That is a good thing. That's a best case scenario. Also, there is improved consumer sentiment and reduced inflation expectations, and which I mentioned earlier, and they can impact consumers and businesses. So this means that even though consumers, there's an expectation that they're going to slow down a little bit because the consumer is getting hit by a lot of debt. What's going on is your wages aren't really going up, but the cost of everything's kind of been going up. So that's causing people to go deep into credit card debt, automobile debt, things like that. All right. So now a couple more things I want to mention to you guys before I mention the stock that I like right now. Please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done this yet. Also, so let me mention this. The stock, I'll just go ahead and give you the stock now. The stock that I like right now is Eldon Pharmaceuticals. Eldon, Eldon. And Eldon, the ticker symbol is ELDN. ELDN, that is my stock pick of the day, Eldon Pharmaceuticals. So feel free to go take a look at that. This is not invested advice. This is a stock that I just purchased right now. There are some really, really, really positive expectations for this stock. However, most investment, I wouldn't call it recommendations. Most investments that I mentioned to you have at least a time horizon of at least 3 to 5 years, really more than 5 years. Okay. So if you're not prepared to hold it for 5 years, then don't hold it for 5 seconds. And really 10 years is actually what Warren Buffett says. I'm going to go ahead and say five. But Eldon Pharmaceuticals, ELDN, is the stock that I just bought. One stock is not going to save you. You want to spread your money out. Now, if you want to see, I have a whole program in the Black Business School called What Dr. Boyce is Buying, where every single Sunday I come up with a list of stocks that I like. If you don't know what to do, if stocks are confusing to you, don't worry. You can just go to drboycestocks.com. You can do a free month trial. Feel free to go there to drboycestocks.com, or you can also text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. I'll send you our training on how to make money without working. I'll send you our $5 a day investing plan and a lot of other tools that can help your family. A couple more things here too. Earlier tonight, my wife, who is the head of our Black Financial Therapy Department in the Black Business School, where we have the best Black therapists coming together to help us unlock the psychological barriers to building Black wealth, because in our research in the Black Business School, we found that mindset really blocks us from a lot of economic opportunities. So rather than just guessing it, I wanted to use the cutting edge techniques in psychotherapy to understand what's happening with us in terms of our trauma, our financial anxiety, stuff like that. So my wife did a great training on financial anxiety tonight. She also has a whole workbook on financial anxiety. If you go to drboycebooks.com, you can actually search for the word Alicia, and you can actually find my wife's books on financial anxiety. She did a whole workbook on financial anxiety, things you can work through to deal with your trauma. Because what we found is that undiagnosed, untreated trauma has been probably the greatest problem in the Black community. That you have all this trauma, you don't diagnose it, we don't treat it because we think somehow talking to a therapist is a bad thing. Well, actually, what that does is that causes all the broken families. That's what causes all the chaos. That's what causes bad consumer choices. Is what causes bad health choices. So, if you want to address that issue, you want to sort of explore that further for yourself to start healing, so you're not in so much pain and discomfort and stress and distrust. Feel free to go to drboycebooks.com, look up the word Alicia, and also at Dr. Boyce Books, we have financial flashcards and workbooks for your kids that will make great Christmas gifts, better than any toy that you can ever give them. These are tools. I don't believe in toys. I believe in tools. A toy is going to last 3 or 4 months. A tool will last them for the rest of their life. So feel free to go to drboycebooks.com. Just look around a little bit. And if you want a discount code, use the code word book club to get 30% off. One more thing happening in the Black Business School this week is tomorrow night. We're going to have Jay Cameron come in Monday night, and he's going to talk about our group trip to Egypt. We're going to Egypt next year as a group. We're not taking a lot of people. There are only a few slots left, actually, because I don't want to take too many people the first time. I want to test it out first. However, if you are interested in the trip and want to learn more about traveling to Africa and stuff like that, Jay will be visiting the Black Business School tomorrow night at 8 p.m. You can go to b1nation.us, our social media platform, and click on the events link. On the top, there's a tab called events. You can see all the events that are happening this week. We've got Jay Cameron coming in on Monday. Tuesday, I'm going to do the portfolio power play in the morning, where I'm going to talk about investments and answer all your questions related to stocks and investing, anything you want to know. Wednesday night, we do our Powernomics training. That's 8 o'clock. We've been doing that for about 3 years. That's where we read Dr. Claude Anderson books. You can bring the whole family. You can actually get free access to the book club and to my life class. Totally free. The regular price is $9.99, but you can get lifetime access for free by going to blackkeystogreatness.com. That's blackkeystogreatness.com. So feel free to do that, and bring your whole family, bring your grandma, bring the babies, bring everybody, because this is the kind of training that our people need. This is what's going to help us to elevate. One of the things that we found is that your overcommitment to the system is what causes you problems. It's your overcommitment to public schools, which don't do a good job. Your overcommitment to major universities, which put you $100,000 in debt. Black wealth is going backward because of student loans. Black wealth is going backward because we're overcommitted to the system. Black wealth is going backward because we're training our children to work for other folks instead of working for themselves, instead of learning the fundamental tools of wealth, which would be real estate, stock market investing, and entrepreneurship. They're learning how to fill out a job application and how to be an employee. That is not a winning strategy. That will put your kids behind. That's going to make things very difficult. So I encourage you to slowly but surely just sort of make those little cultural adjustments. And if, in case you guys don't know, in my book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, I spend a lot of time talking about economic culture. If you haven't gotten a copy of the book, you can go to drboycebooks.com. drboycebooks.com, or you can get a copy on Amazon or Audible. And one other thing about economic culture, another tool that we have is if you go to Dr. Boyce Books, we have the 2024 Black Wealth Calendar that's now available. So the calendar is great because every month has a Black wealth tip, not a white wealth tip, not an Asian wealth tip. This is a Black wealth tip based on my PhD in finance, and it literally allows you to introduce your children to economic concepts at an early age, the grandbaby stuff like that. That's going to put them ahead. Okay, so I hope you believe me when I tell you these things. I repeat myself a lot because I want to make sure that we understand that you can do it, and it is available to you, and it doesn't cost that much, and some things are actually free. So feel free to go to drboycebooks.com, search for the word calendar in the search box at the top, and you can find a copy of the 2024 calendar. And I believe you can still get it before Christmas. If not, you'll get it hopefully before New Year's, but it will arrive. It'll ship right out as soon as you order it. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's it. I see a couple questions. I'm gonna answer a couple questions. Could you please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Super Savage says, Dr. Boyce, the Google CEO, sold a couple $1 million in shares. Is that something to worry about? No, it's not. It doesn't mean anything. Most of the time, they first of all, they disclose when they sell their shares to make sure that you understand they're not selling because they think the company's going to tank or anything. He's probably selling for what they call liquidity reasons. He probably just needs the money to to go buy a new house or something, and then also or make a donation or whatever. And then also there's a diversification aspect, right? You don't want too much of your money in one stock. So he may have sold off because he had too much of his wealth tied up in Google stock. That's a bad move from an investment standpoint, is to have all your money in one place. So I think that was pretty smart of him to do. Inflation impacts employment rates. Yes, it does. The more employers pay towards employee expectations, the less employers are influenced to hire new workers. So the more employers pay their current employees, the less employers are influenced to hire new workers. So that's a possibility, right? If you're paying all your money to your current employees, you can't hire new workers, right? Because unless you're passing the cost on to the customer, in which case you're increasing the revenue. So that logic makes sense to me. Okay, so the stock pick of the day is Eldon Pharmaceuticals, ELDN. So feel free to go take a look at that. This is not investing advice, but this is a stock that I just bought. Also, don't forget that if you want to take a look at the calendar, the flashcards, anything else, just go to drboycebooks.com. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good night. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit that thumbs up button, share, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.